I am not understand before you know I don't know how to open it. Good morning, students.
Good morning, ma'am.
Okay, I'll begin with my class. Yes, students, in yesterday's class, we have seen read only. We have seen properties, and I explained also the property. I explained the program also. What is property, students? What is property? Yes, in last class we have seen the properties. In property, a property contains two methods, a set and get method. Set method is used to assign the value, and the get method is to use to return the value. And we have in addition, with the properties, we have one more feature, that is read only property. In read only property, we don't have set method. But we have a get method. Using get method, you can return a value. Yes, students, I'll ask one question. If you don't have set method, then how to assign the value? Till now we have used only a set method to assign the value. Yes, till now we have used only set method to assign the value. And what we are doing in the set method? What we are doing in the set method? In set method, what we are doing is we are just assigning the value. The value is assigned to the variable name. Correct? No? The same thing we are doing it in the, we are taking a different method, that is set method, and we are doing this. The same thing can I do here? You can see now where I am pointing, where I am showing the mouse pointer. The same thing can I do here? Yes, students, where I am highlighting? Yes, tell me. Whatever the value I am assigning here to the name variable, I can assign here directly only, no? With the take assignment operator and assign the value, assign BMS. Yes, understanding, following all of you. So instead of here in property, we have a two methods, set and get method. In set method, set method is used to assign the value, and get method is to return the value. Correct? No? Get method is to use to return the value. Suppose if we are in read only properties, as I told in last class, we don't use set method. We don't use set method in read only property. We just return the values. We just return the values. If I don't use this set method, then how to assign the value? Yes. Till now, do we use only a set method? No, we have not used set method, but we have assigned the value. How we have assigned the value? Yes, students, how we have assigned the value? Using, am I audible? You are listening? Yes, students. So with the help of this assignment operator, we will assign the values. We assign the value, and same value you can return in the get method. Same thing you can return in the get method. That is read only property. In read only property, we don't use exclusively a set method, but with the help of this assignment operator, you can assign any value. With the help of this assignment operator, you can assign any value, and with the help of this get method, we return the values. We return the values. And students, all are there now? All are listening? Okay. Take down today's assessment question before I go to the next concept. Take down today's assessment. Write a C# program. Write a C# program to demonstrate or write a C# program to find write a C# program for quadratic equation. So today's assessment, student, I'm giving a program. Write a program. Write a program. Surya, why you left the meeting? Write the C# program. He has sent a message in the chat box, and he has left the meeting. Why many are doing like that? These students with the by seeing this message, I'm not going to give attendance. When I call your name, you have to present in the class. Otherwise, you won't get attendance. So today's assessment question is write a program, write a C# program for quadratic equation. Quadratic equation, and one more program, one more small program. Write a program, write a C# program, write a C# program, C# program to check given year is leap year or not. To check given year is leap year or not. Yes, students, I'll create a assignment in Google Classroom. To that assignment, you have to send this program, write in one sheet and scan it and convert it into a PDF. Don't send an image. Convert that into a PDF and you send to that GCR. So in last class, yes, all of you written the today's assessment question now. Two programs I have given. First program is to find write a program for quadratic equation, and the second program is check whether the given year is leap year or not. These two programs you have to write. This is your assessment, today's assessment. 2 marks for each program. So read only property, and property we have seen in the last class. And next we have accessibility of accessor. Accessibility of accessor. See student, this accessibility, the accessor are, which are the accessors? Which are the accessors? Get and set methods are the accessor. Now we are going to see the accessibility of accessors. So where we can access the accessors? Accessors are nothing but get and set method. Yes, students, you can write accessors are nothing but get and set method. Accessors are nothing but get and set method. Get and set method. Now here we are going to see the accessibility of this get and set method. See students, the accessibility, if you don't specify anything, for this get and set method, by default it will be public. By default it will be public. And you can also access this method using a protected modifier. You can access these set and get methods. You can access these set and get method using this protected access modifier. Using the protected access modifier. Yes, what is the use of protected access modifier? Where you can use or where you can access the method or a variable when you declare as a protected within the class and in the derived class. Correct, no students? We have learned this already. So when you declare any variable using a protected access modifier, whatever the variables or methods you declare, those variables, the accessibility of those variables and accessibility of those methods will be within that class and in the derived class. Within that class and the derived class. So similarly, here the accessibility of these accessors are, if you declare just get and set method, then you can access either within the class or you can access here, you can access in the class, and when you use the protected get method or protected set method, when you use protected set method, then this set method can be used in the local class and in the derived class. In the local class and in the derived class. So this is the accessibility of accessors, or you can say this is the accessibility of get and set method. Yes, students, understanding the accessors are nothing but get and set method. Get and set method. When we don't specify any access modifier to this get and set method, then by default it will be public. And you can also mention the access modifier protected when you declare this as a. So yes, you can also declare here as a private. The access modifier you can declare private also. If you declare private, then the accessibility will be within the particular class only. We have one more option, that is using a protected, also using protected access modifier also. You can declare a set method. When you use this protected access modifier, then the life of this protected modifier will be within the class and in the derived class. Correct now, students? So this is accessibility. And next very important thing we have, that is indexes. Indexer. Yes, students, indexer is a new concept introduced by C hash. Yes, students, you can make take down, you can make a note of this. Indexer is a new concept introduced by C hash, and this is the syntax of indexers. This is the syntax of indexers. Here, public means what? Public is nothing but access modifier. Correct now, students? Please respond. If you are not understanding, tell me, I'll repeat. Public is nothing but access modifier. Int is what? Type. No, int is what? Data type. Int is a return type. This is a keyword. And the argument list. This is the argument list. In the indexer, the argument list we specify with the square brackets. In the indexer, the parameter list or the argument list we show, or we denote with the square brackets. And within this indexer, I have these accessors, that is get and set method. Yes, students, here I have written get and set accessor. You can also write like this. How? Here how I have used get and set. So in short, because already here also I have used get and set method. Here also in the previous example in properties also have used the same example. So that's why I have written here with the comment line get and set accessors. The meaning of this line is, inside this we have get and set methods. The get method is used to return the value. Set method is to use assign the value or to set the values. So this is the syntax of indexer. The indexer is a new feature or new concept introduced by C hash. Indexer allow you to use class. Indexer allow you to use a class as an array. Indexer allow you to use class as an array and enables an object to access the member of a class using a index notation. This indexer enables an object to access the member of a class using a index notation. We'll see the program, then you will get a clear idea. Why the output screen is going, students? Is why the output screen is going. Because here I repeated so many times. If I mention read key or read line, then the output screen, it will hold the output screen. So see here, students, this is the indexer program. This is the indexer program, and here for this indexer program, this is the declaration of a variable. The variable is string variable. It is what type of declaration, students? What type of declaration it is? Dynamic array, correct? No? Yes, do you remember dynamic array? In dynamic array, here we don't specify the size. Why? Because during runtime we can give whatever the size we want, but the maximum size should not cross this. The maximum size should not cross this, and this we have seen the lab program also. If we are giving more than 4, then it should display the program should not terminate abruptly. If the array size, if we are giving more than the limit, more than the given limit, if we are giving the input is, if the input is crossing the limit, then the program should not terminate abruptly. It should give the proper error message. Using exception handling, we have done this. If the input is crossing more than 3, then it should display the error message, the array out of bound exception. Correct, no, students? This we have seen in our lab program, and in theory part also we have seen. So this is the declaration of a string variable. The variable is val. So what we are doing in the val? So here this is indexer. This is indexer. According to the syntax, access modifier, return type. What return type? The indexer is going to return this keyword and the indexer. Argument list. Here it is returning yes, students, this program returns based on the index value. Based on the array index value, it will return the values. What value it will return? When you will see the output, when we see the output, you will get a clear idea. See here, return val with the index value, with the array index value, that is index. And here the set method, as we are assigning the values to the indexer. We are assigning the value to the indexer, and this value is keyword. This in the last class only I have told you. Yes, students, see here. Here this is object creation. You all know that. How to create an object? Yes, what is the syntax for object creation? Bindu, what is the syntax for object creation? Bindu, can you hear me, Bindu? What is the syntax to create an object? Fast. If you know or you don't know, tell me, respond. The syntax to create object is class name, object name is equal to new, the class name. This is the according to syntax we have created an object. Now here, see, students, the array index, see here, the first value is C, and the second argument value is CPP, and the third argument value is C#. So 3 objects we are passing. So 3 values we are passing. How we are passing? With the help of this indexer. Here to pass the value. Yes, students, here we know with the help of this object only we are going to display the output. Correct, no, students? In previous programs also we have seen. Yes, till now what we were doing, just we were displaying like this, name dot IC object dot name. If I give object dot name, then it was displaying the object. Now, with the help of this indexer, we are displaying. With the help of this indexer, we are displaying. That is first value, second value, and third value. 3 values I am displaying. You see the output. See here. You zoom your screen, mobile screen, and you can see the output, students. Printing value stored in an object used as arrays. The first value is C, and second value is CPP, and third value is C#. So these 3 values we are displaying using the indexer. These 3 values we are displaying with the help of indexer. Next we have struct. What is struct? So what is struct? What is struct, student? Or what is structure? Struct is a keyword to represent a structure. What is structure? Respond. You are listening or not? Santosh, what is structure? Santosh. Yes, students, is my voice is audible? Amit?
Yes, ma'am.
Then why nobody is responding? Or just they have switched on the mobile and see, students, everything is recording. If this is your response, then see, even you should have some seriousness. No, when we are teaching, you have to sit and listen what we are teaching. If you just switch on your phone and you go somewhere, if you don't know any answer, you can tell no, you don't know. At least you can respond whatever I'm asking. So next we have struct. Then what is the definition of structure? A structure is collection of heterogeneous data type. A structure is collection of heterogeneous data type. Heterogeneous data type means what? Heterogeneous data type means what? Different types of data. Heterogeneous data type. Yes, students, in array, what we do, array is a collection of homogeneous data type. So in opposite of this array, we have structure. Structure is represented with struct keyword, and structure is a collection of heterogeneous data type. For example, in integer, in array, a similar type of data we store. For example, 10 books, 10 newspapers, 10 numbers, 10 float decimal numbers. So similar type of data we store in array. In structure, you can store assume that one box. In a box, we are putting take 2 boxes. One box is for array and the other box is for structure. In one box, I just put only red color ball. I just put only balls. Whereas in structure, I put cock, and I put ball, and I put table tennis bat, and I put cricket ball, and I put basketball ball. See, in structure box, what I'm putting different types of items. Whereas in array box, I have put only the balls. That was similar color of balls, similar type of balls. So in structure, I'm putting different types of items. One ball, one cock, one table tennis bat, one basketball ball, one bat. So all the items, whatever I'm putting in the structure, those are all different. So structure is a collection of heterogeneous data type. Heterogeneous means different types of data types. In structure, you can declare. In structure, you can declare integer variable, character variable, string variable, decimal variable, float variable. You can declare whatever the variables you want. And the syntax is access modifier and the struct name. the access modifier and the struct name. And you can also declare a structure, or you can also declare a structure like this: attribute you can also declare a structure like this: attribute students, you write down attribute modifier struct identifier interface. Yes, students, I'll tell you why I have not taken this syntax here, why I am writing this syntax. See here, you can write down attribute within the square bracket, modifier within the square bracket, struct identifier within the square bracket, and within the square bracket interfaces. Yes, identifier is nothing but variable, no? Yes, students, identifier is nothing but a variable. Yes, students, when you see this syntax, when I explained you the class syntax, that time I told you, whatever in the syntax, whatever we mention within the square bracket, those are what? You should not use. Respond. Those are you should not use. Here I am putting a into mark. The meaning of into mark, you should not use. Respond, students. Yes, in the syntax, if we are mentioning any value within the square bracket, the meaning is these are the entries within square bracket are optional. The entries within square brackets are optional. The attribute, modifier, and interface. So this is the syntax of struct. This is the syntax of structure. The entries within the square bracket are optional. Yes, students, I told this before also, no? The whatever in the syntax, whatever we mention within the square bracket, those are optional. Those are optional. Here I have attribute, modifier, struct keyword I have not mentioned in a square bracket. Even the identifier I have not mentioned in the square bracket, and the interface is also optional. Here in the struct syntax, in the structure syntax, only the structure and the identifier are mandatory. That's why here I have taken the access. Here I have taken access modifier with struct keyword and the structure name. Structure name is nothing but the identifier. Yes, understood, students? Understood? Here the attributes is nothing but it is a additional declaration. This attribute is additional declarative information. This attribute is a additional declarative information, and it is optional. And the modifier is public, private, protected, internal, virtual, abstract, override, static, new. Any modifier you can take, and this entry is also optional. This entry is also optional. And struct, it is a keyword to refer to. Struct is a keyword to mention or to refer a structure. To mention a structure, we have used this struct keyword, and this is mandatory. This is mandatory. And the structure is represented with struct keyword. The structure is represented with struct keyword. And the identifier is nothing but a structure name. Identifier is nothing but a structure name, and this is also compulsory. This is also mandatory entry. And next we have interface. Interface is within the square bracket, and it is the interface is a list of interface. See here, double colon. I have this colon I have given here. You can specify the list of interface with the. You can specify the list of interfaces here, and this entry is also optional. And this is the body of the structure. This is the body of the structure. The students, understood? Is the screen is visible, students? Is the screen is visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Here, this is the structure. This is defining structure. The name of a structure is person. The name of a structure is person. So here I am declaring the details of a person, that is name, age, and weight. Name is a string, age is integer, and weight is integer. Weight is integer. Here I have taken three values. I have taken three values. Yes, students. Do you remember how we write? How we write structure in C program? Yes. Do you remember how we write structure in C program?
Yes, ma'am.
Here, what we mentioned, P1, comma, P2, P3. Yes. So the meaning of this is these information I can take for how many persons? Correct, no, students? We have written like this.
Yes, ma'am.
Array of structure, array within structure. This is array of structure. So instead of writing like this, I can write like this. What is this? Array of structure, no? So here only we create a object for structure. So here this P1 is a object for this structure. The structure is here I have not used to create an object, students. I have not used here a new keyword. Correct? You're observing I have not used a new keyword to create a object. This structure I am using to create a object. This P1 is nothing but it is an object. And this P1 is of type person type. What is this person? What is this person? This person is structure. This person is struct. See here, if I write person P1, comma, P2, then P3, means I can I can display the details of three persons. So here I just take only one person. So this is a P1 is an object to access the members of this structure. To access the members of this structure, I have an object P1. So P1 dot name is equal to Keshav Gupta. P1 dot age is equal to 21. P1 dot weight is equal to 80. And the same thing we are displaying in console dot write line statement. That is, the stored data is of person 1 is P1 dot name, P1 dot age, and P1 dot weight. When you display this, the data stored in P1 is Keshav Gupta, name is Keshav Gupta, age is 21, and the weight is 80 kg. Yes, this is a demonstration of a structure program. Students, any doubt? I'll take attendance and then I'll explain one more program. See, those who answer now, only those students will get a attendance. Aditya?
Yes, ma'am.
Ajay? Ajay is not there. Amit? Antima?
Yes, ma'am.
Present, ma'am.
Ma'am, for Amit.
Yes.
I'm 03 Ajay.
But our answer model Ajay.
Antima present, ma'am.
Yeah. Apurva?
Yes, ma'am.
Ashwini?
Yes, ma'am.
Bindu?
Ma'am.
Divyesh? Gaurish?
Yes, ma'am.
Gautami? Gunashekar?
Present, ma'am.
Harini? Surya?
Present, ma'am.
Nayana?
Present, ma'am.
Nazma?
Present, ma'am.
Nidhi? Nidhi, I saw her. Nidhi?
Yes, ma'am. Present, ma'am.
Pradeep?
Yes, ma'am.
Preeti?
Present, ma'am.
Rajesh?
Present, ma'am.
Sahadev?
Present, ma'am.
Harini present, ma'am.
Sakir?
Present, ma'am.
Santosh?
Present, ma'am.
Seema?
Yes, ma'am.
Sinchana?
Hello.
Spurti?
Present, ma'am. Harini.
Guru? Wait, Harini, I'm taking attendance now. Can't you wait? Till now, what you are doing? Suru?
Present, ma'am.
Ma'am, he is there, ma'am.
Varshit?
Present, ma'am.
What? Sinchana is there. Varsha?
Present, ma'am.
Yashashwini?
Present, ma'am.
Amruta? Anusha?
Present, ma'am.
Apurva?
Present, ma'am.
Sai Siddharth? Sai Siddharth? Chetana?
Present, ma'am.
Kavya?
Present, ma'am.
Madhushri? Manish?
Present, ma'am.
Sarfaraz?
Present, ma'am.
Madhusri.
Okay. Sarfaraz?
Present, ma'am.
Murgesh?
Present, ma'am.
Mutamis? ಮತ್ತೆ ಇವನು absent. Paresh?
Present, ma'am. Present, ma'am.
Pooja?
Present, ma'am.
Prashant?
Present, ma'am.
Pratibha?
Present, ma'am.
Prateek?
Present, ma'am.
Sadhana?
Present, ma'am.
Sadhana, I thought not to call your name because every day you will be absent, no? Okay. Shashank?
Present, ma'am.
Shraddha?
Present, ma'am.
Sridhar?
Present, ma'am.
Tanuj?
Present, ma'am.
Tejaswini?
Present, ma'am.
Umehani?
Present, ma'am.
Ashish?
Present, ma'am.
Vidyarani?
Present, ma'am.
Vishal?
Present, ma'am.
Yes, students, yesterday we missed the lab, no? Today, 2:30. No, you have class till 2:40, no? Today you have class till 2:40, no? So after your class, I'll conduct lab. The link I have already shared. So once again, before I start the lab, I'll share the link once again. So you can. So today we'll have the lab session. Today we'll finish programs, lab programs. Part A, 4th, 6th and 7th programs will finish. Students, today I'll conduct lab. Hey students,
Present, ma'am.
Harini, every day you are doing the same thing. Beginning you will join and you will put a message in the chat box and again you will leave the meeting. I observed so many times. When I take attendance, that time you have to be
No, ma'am. Ma'am, last time,
not
ma'am, the
just
network issue, ma'am.
every day you have
From starting onwards, I am there, ma'am.
Hello, ma'am.
ಏನಪ್ಪ
Ma'am, 60, ma'am. Uttamamani.
ನಿನ್ನ ಹೆಸರು ಮುತ್ತಮ ಮಣಿನಾ?
Yes, ma'am. 60.
ಸರಿ ಬಾಯ್. ಹರಿಣಿ, ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ವಾರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಹರಿಣಿ. ನಿನ್ ಸ್ಪೆಲ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಏನ್ ಹೇಳು? ಮುತ್ತ ಮಿಸ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಏನು?
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
That is pronounced as La. Tamil.
Tamil. Okay. Okay, students. See here. Here you can see the screen now. So here for this structure variable, I have created one more object, P2 object. See, with P1 object, I have displayed this first person information, that is Keshav Gupta, age 21 and weight is 80 kg. And I have taken one more variable, P2 variable. P2.name is equal to Keshav, P2.age is equal to 51, and P3.age is equal to 80. So if you want to add one more person, take one more object, P3 object, and add P3 add person 3 information. To overcome the drawback of this, we use array. Yes, no. If you use array, then here you have to declare array. Then again, to access the to take an input from the user, here you have to put a for loop and take a till the condition becomes false. It will take the input that already you learned in your C program and C++. And here I have taken one more variable, P2 variable, and second person information I am displaying. In the previous output, it was displaying only Keshav Gupta, age 21, and weight is 80. Now you can see the 2% details it is displaying. The name is the name is Keshav Gupta. The data stored in P1 is Keshav Gupta, age is P1, age is 21, and weight is 80. And the data stored P2 is Keshav, age is 51, and weight is 80. Students, like this, you can store n number of persons information in your program. If you are able to add P1, P2, P3, it is okay. Otherwise, you can also include array here. You can also include array. Bani Madam. Okay, students, I'll stop here, and afternoon 2:40 we have lab. Afternoon 2:40. Okay, students, see you in the lab.